What is going on? I am Tyler. My name is Tyler. That broke my thought pattern. Anyway, we're going to be talking about bodily sensations and the anxiety that you feel around that. I am going to help you through panic, anxiety, trauma, and phobias in this entire YouTube channel and on my Instagram at tyler.charlebois. And this has been a massive request. So if you're watching this at this point, it's because you have a lot of fears and anxieties around body sensations in your own body as well. When I first got into this career, I never thought that this would be such a focus, but a lot of people are experiencing it, so I wanted to give my take on it. If you listen to a doctor, a psychiatrist, or something of that nature, you're going to hear that we have very different opinions. And what I suggest you do, and you as well, Instagram, is that I don't suggest you just take my word for everything, and I don't suggest you take your psychiatrist, doctor, therapist, psychologist, or counselor's advice just like that either. What I suggest you do is you listen to each and every one of us if you choose to, or whomever you want to, and you decide what makes sense for you. I say this as like a pre-frame on this conversation because the amount of times I have worked with a client or just talked to people in general, and they've been seeing a doctor or a therapist. Um, uh, Sorry, somebody is bringing me a hook for my door, for my towel in my bathroom, and they were trying to get my attention through the window, which is weird. But anyway, that just happened. Um, Broke my thought pattern. So, um, a lot of people have been seeing a doctor or a therapist or someone of that nature for like a year and a half or 10 years in some case, and they're still feeling anxious. They're still feeling these fears. They're still feeling the sensations. And so, in my opinion, if you're still feeling the same way about your body sensations or your childhood trauma or whatever it might be, that long in, it is not helping you. That's my opinion. My belief is that anxiety, trauma, phobias, panicking, like all of these things, they heal quickly. And the reason they heal quickly is because you're not healing anything. You are unlearning. You learn to be afraid and anxious about something. Therefore, we don't need to heal what you've learned. We need to have you unlearn it. In other words, there are some beliefs you adopted that are making you feel anxious about your health. We need to have you stop believing those things and believe something different. Because emotions don't come from truth, they don't come from fact, they also don't come from what's going on in your body. They come from your belief about what is going on. That's it. Otherwise, you can't feel anything. So, with that being said, let me break this down. I want to give you a couple of examples of this real quick. What you are feeling in your body sensationally is not have anything to do with your emotions at all, at all, at all. So, for example, I've noticed this is a recent discovery I've made. A lot of my clients who believe that they have health anxiety, they believe that the sensations and the health conditions that they are experiencing, 9 times out of 10, is anxiety. One of the first distinctions that I like making with my clients is that what you're feeling inside your body and anxiety are literally two separate things. Okay? Sometimes, and very often, I will say, that what you're feeling inside your body is a result of feeling anxious, but it is not anxiety in and of itself. There's a reason I want to make this distinction. If the things that you're feeling inside your body, like dizziness, heart palpitations, sweaty palms, tight shoulders and neck, like all of those things, if those sensations and feelings are a symptom, aka a result of feeling anxious, we need you to stop focusing on this. You've got to stop focusing on what you're feeling inside your body, and we need to focus on how can I alleviate the emotion of fear and anxiety. Because if I just alleviate these feelings, this goes away naturally as a result of alleviating the core issue, which is the emotions we're experiencing. So there's that. The other example is you have a health condition cancer or multiple sclerosis, like a lot of my clients have had, or Lyme disease or long COVID or whatever the fuck else it could be. You have some sort of real health condition that does not cause anxiety, nor is it actually anxiety. It's just a health condition in and of its own. That's it. That's all. End of story. But your beliefs about what's going to happen because of this health condition creates the fear that you're experiencing and calling anxiety. So, as an example, let's say you go to the doctor and you are diagnosed with Lyme disease. You are diagnosed with cancer, God forbid. You're diagnosed with some sort of disease inside your body. If you just take that as fact, if you just take that as fact without attaching any deathly meaning to it, as an example, just like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. If you did do that, you wouldn't have any fear and anxiety because anxiety is just prolonged fear. It's like this fear and worry mix. So you're just feeling fear, but you're feeling it for a very long time. There's a reason for it, but we will get to that in a moment. I'm going to break it down even further. But that's what it is. So there's health conditions that are completely separate from anxiety altogether. And your beliefs about the disease or the health condition creates the emotion of anxiety. Or you're feeling anxious in general, and it happens to create sensations. Before I go any further, and we are going to go further, I'm going to break these two down. I want you to know that those are the only possible things, period, that you could be experiencing. I have people say, well, no, my doctor's told me it's hormones. It's my hormones, or it's pre, during, or post menopause, right? Perimenopause, or any of those places. It is not. What I want you to understand is that there are contributing factors to your emotions like anxiety, and then there are determining factors. The difference is if you take out one of the factors that are contributing to anxiety, you'll still feel anxious. If you add more things in to something that is a contributing factor to anxiety, you're still going to feel anxious, maybe a little bit more, but nothing is going to change. Again, if you take all of the things that contribute to you feeling anxious, you're still going to feel anxious because that is not what determines whether or not you're feeling anxious. Hope this is making sense so far. Let me check on Instagram. Instagram, is this making sense so far? I am recording this live stream on Instagram, and if they have any questions, I want to bring them to you. So bear with me as I speak to Instagram a little bit here. They're on live, so I figured they deserve a little bit of attention as we do this. A lot of people are watching. Very good, very good, very good. Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? Lots of people. Lots of people. Hair by Kyman, what's up? All right, because everyone says it takes years to get rid of anxiety or panic attacks, and you're the only one who said it doesn't take that long. And I think it is what all of us need to hear. Yes, yes, there you go. I love that. I have a good example. Do you? I was having horrible pain, so oh, someone has an example here, so let me put this on the recording. I was having horrible pain, so I just got up and got out of my bed and I got on my bike and proved my brain, my body was okay and so proud and high and I was fine. Then it started coming at me. What started coming at you? Like the feeling of fear and anxiety? Kim. Okay, cool, 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 cool. All right, so getting back to this, okay? So we have real health problems, which has zero to do, period, end of story, with fear and anxiety. Zero to do with panic, fear, and anxiety. Nothing whatsoever. Okay? And then you have when you feel anxious and scared for a prolonged period of time, it starts to create these I say prolonged period of time. It doesn't need to even take that long, a couple minutes, and you're going to start to feel sensations. Now, here's what you need to understand. I was talking about the contributing versus determining factors. There are only a couple of determining factors of whether you experience anxiety and panic. There's only two. I'll say three, but I don't want to break them all down right now. I'm going to make another video for that. The first one is how you're using your physical body in this very moment. Is it one of these as you're listening to me? My facial expression, the tightness of my body, the barely breathing, possibly your hands somewhere up like this. Are you doing that? Or are you nice, loose, and relaxed? Your face is relaxed, your head's kind of like up, your body's open, right? You're breathing. That's the first thing. The way that you're using your physiology right now in this moment, your breathing, muscle tension, facial expressions, your movement, all of that, those things right there will change how you're feeling emotionally and physiologically more than anything else will. There's nothing that you can do that is more powerful than that. The second thing, the second thing is what you're focusing on. And that's going to be a large part of what we talk about here today. What you're focusing on. My friend, I guarantee if you're on this training at this point on YouTube, you have heard of the fact that your brain does not know the difference between reality and what you're imagining. It has no idea. Because perception equals reality. There's a million things happening around you all the time. And in order to make sense of any of it, you and I have to decide what things mean, like what to focus on and what things even mean. If you have no idea what to focus on, you're just all over the place. You're not really feeling much except maybe overwhelmed because you're focusing on everything all at once, right? Your butt on your chair and the hat on your head and the shirt on your thing, and then what's for dinner tonight and your kids and there's so many things to focus on at once. Your body sensations, whatever, right? You need to decide what to focus on. Once you have landed on something, even for 0.2 seconds, you have to decide, what does this mean? What does it mean? Because you won't know how to respond emotionally unless you know what that thing means to you. So I said your body and how you're using it, right? How you're using your body in any given moment, right? Trying to show you all the different ways you can use it. That, and then what you're focusing on and believing create your emotions and sensations. The third and final thing is your tone of voice and the questions you ask. So imagine you're like, well, in this tone of voice, what if I go out and I freak out, I totally freak out, and I embarrass myself, and no one's there to help me? Well, now your brain is imagining these worst case scenarios, and like we said, your brain does not know the fucking difference between what you vividly imagined in your mind with the tone of voice that scares the shit out of you, and then using these this way of using your body, you're literally creating that anxious experience in your nervous system. That tone in those questions, focusing on the worst case scenarios, and then your body tense and barely breathing, that whole thing creates the whole experience that brought you to this fucking YouTube video, just so you know. Those three things. But going back to it, I said contributing factors, determining factors. Contributing factors are things like your hormones, things like your diet, things like exercise, um, things like supplements, things of that nature. That is a contributing factor to how you're feeling. What determines how you feel is how you're using your body, what you're focusing on and believing in any given moment, and then the tone of voice and or language that you're using in any moment changes how you feel that fast. Is that making sense to you? Instagram. So, here's the thing. When you are feeling anxious and it's creating symptoms like, your body's heating up and you feel dizzy and your heart's palpitating, and all those things, and you feel like you're gonna fucking die, here's what's happening. This is the loop that you're getting yourself caught in. You're doing something with your body out of habit. You're doing something with your body kind of like this. as an example, right? It can look many different ways. It could even look like this sometimes, just slightly tense and barely breathing. But let's pretend it's like this. You're doing something like this, tightening everything up. You're imagining or anticipating how things are going to get really bad. It doesn't matter if it's your health, it doesn't matter if it's your relationship, your finances, the state of the world, it doesn't matter. You're just imagining how things are going to go bad. And you're asking yourself questions like, well, what if this happens? Well, what if that happens? What if this happens? What if that? And so these three things are creating it. Now, here's the problem. Okay. You're creating the experience of anxiety and panic like this, and that begins to create the sensations we talked about. So you're doing this. Now you're thinking about all the, oh my God, I'm dizzy. Oh my God, my body's heating up. Oh, my heart's palpitating. Now you're focusing on these things, and it creates more anxiety. Then the symptoms get worse and it creates more anxiety. Symptoms get worse, creates more anxiety. So you think, fuck, I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to a therapist. I need to go to somebody, usually a doctor, right? So you go to a doctor and they say, oh, this is anxiety. You have an anxiety disorder. You have health anxiety. You most of your doctors, having spoke to like 1,000 people who experience everything I've talked about here, um, like most doctors have checked you out and they're like totally fine, right? Most doctors have checked you out and you're totally fine. Am I right or am I wrong? Or am I right or am I right? Um, but then you think, no, 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 there has to be something fucking wrong with me. And then you freak out even more, and it creates more sensations. So you freak out even more, then you more sensations. Then you fucking Google it, and then it's like, oh, you're dying, and this and that, and the other thing. And then you check on Instagram, and on Instagram, every fucking therapist is like, oh, you got this, and 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 you're like, oh shit. So you go to the doctor, and they're like, no, you're fine. And you're like, ah, and the more you freak out and panic, the more it creates sensations. The more you have sensations and or what you determine as health problems in that case, the more you freak out. And it just goes back and forth. It just goes and you're building yourself up. So, how do we get out of this? It's going to be so simple that you would either think it's bullshit or you would think there's no way. That's too simple. But I swear you're just on a loop. You're focusing on worst case scenario, creates these body sensations. You feel afraid, which makes it worse. Like it's just a back and forth. And you've done it so long, it's turned into a pattern. Or another way of thinking about a pattern is it's turned into a habit. You're not doing it consciously. Kim says, you're absolutely right. Disturbed, what is your name? Your actual name, so I can call you by your name. But she says you're right. Okay, so I'm sure you're feeling understood right now by this because everyone on Instagram seems to be feeling understood as well. So that's the first thing, right? Like you're creating it, and then the sensation gets worse, and then you're more scared, it gets worse, more scared, it gets worse. It just keeps going. So the simple way out of this that you're not going to like, you're not going, and I know you're not going to. Having worked with a couple thousand people, you're not going to like it, but I swear this is the truth. As simple as it is, you need to change what you're doing with your body and then what you're believing about yourself and these sensations before we do anything, because I'm going to show you what to do. I'm just looking down at the time because I have sessions later today. Um, which by the way, I help people through their anxiety lasting and quickly. I don't like this fucking come to therapy for 10 goddamn years shit. It drives me crazy. You come in, you get your shit fixed, and you get the fuck out. Not because I don't love you, but because I fucking love you. I hope you heard that. Okay? Just to be clear, it's not hardwired. It has been wired, but we can break the wiring, and I'm going to explain how in a moment, so bear with me, okay? Um, where was I? Oh, so your body and then what you believe. Here's what you need to understand. Many people watching this, potentially including yourself, believe that they have anxiety. Now, I'm going to slow this down for a second and put 90% of the emphasis of the entire training on this. 90% or more of the people watching this video right now, potentially including you, believe that they have anxiety or that they are an anxious person. As long as you believe that, it's over. As long as you believe that, it is over for you. I'm not kidding when I say that, by the way. I have never, ever, 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 ever seen anyone get better fully until they stopped believing that they have anxiety. My friend, if you have anxiety, come to my house right now. I'll give you my address. Come to my house and drop it on my doorstep so you don't have it anymore. If you really have anxiety, if you really have trauma, if you really have panic attacks, then come bring it to me, almost like it's in a bag or a glass of water, and come put it on my doorstep. Please and thank you. I don't want you to have it. Come give it to me. Right? You don't have it. It's a pattern. It is a habit that you're doing. So I said two things. Change what you're physically doing with your body right now and change your belief about yourself having anxiety. No, it's just a bad habit. And about what these sensations mean. As long as you believe that these sensations that you're creating mean you're gonna fucking die or you're gonna call the ambulance or something's wrong with you physiologically or mentally, it's going to be that self-fulfilling, like, freaking out, more sensations, freaking out, more sensations. You can stop it that fast. And I want to give you all a quick example. All right. I'm going to bring you through two, and then we're going to talk about the other version of health anxiety that I mentioned. You guys up for this? Instagram? Okay, let's do it. So, two things I'm going to have you do. First thing, I want you to, I'm going to back up my laptop here. I want you to crunch yourself in just a little bit and head down just a little bit. So, just basically from here, just drop down like this a little bit. And I want you to think about one or two of the most stressful thoughts that you have on an ongoing basis, like on a daily basis, okay? One or two of the most stressful thoughts. The second you start to feel any nervousness or anxiety because of those thoughts, I want you to immediately and quickly snap your body up, bring your shoulders back, hands on your hips like this, head up and smile. That's it. Does that make sense? Literally just this. Okay, ready? Go down. One or two of your most stressful thoughts. The second that you're ready, second you feel any of that negative feelings, you know what to do. One more time. One more time. Okay, stay there, stay there, stay there. And tell me something. Number one, where did the stressful thoughts go? Where did the scary thoughts go? Right? Gone. How fast? In a heartbeat. The second you came up. The reason is because the way that you use your physical body changes how you feel. Physiology matters way more than you think. And I don't mean it matters like, oh, health anxiety. I don't mean that. I mean just what you're doing with your body. The amount of times I will get on a call with like a first client or a first session with a new client, and they're usually not always, because sometimes they're actually quite excited about what they're going to learn. So they're not even anxious in the first place when they get on the call. It's like they've solved it themselves. They just don't know how they've done it. But I just teach them how they solved it themselves. It's like the second they go purchase, like they sign up, everything's cured. It's so funny how life works. But sometimes they'll be like this. I'm concerned and worried about what this magic Tyler's gonna do. No, I'm not magic. I just learned from Richard Bandler, Dr. Richard Bandler, Dr. Chloe Medanis, Tony Robbins, the best people in the world at this, who actually fucking help people. And so it's very simple. So when you go from this and you literally just like that, it changes your experience of what's going on in your nervous system. How many of you notice that? Instagram? So what matters about this is not doing this all day. You can. I'm not against it. But what matters is understanding that your body, how you're using it physically in this moment, is the remote control to your thoughts and feelings. You change your body in any way, shape, or form like this. Right now, I'm being silly right now, but this is another way of using your body, right? If you do this, like one of those rappers from the 90s music videos, if you do this, like you're lounging on a beach, if you do this, kind of like you're curious, right? If you do this, like you're strong and confident. If you do this, like you're taking shit from nobody. If you do this, like you're ready to like duel or battle. Any of these ways of using your body changes how you feel in a heartbeat. It literally does. Your breathing changes. The other parts change. I wasn't going to mention yet, but it's the next part of this training, so I might as well say it. Your focus changes and changes how you feel. Now, getting to the other part about this. The other part about this that's important. I said your beliefs about these sensations matter. Okay? Somebody just popped onto this live stream and they need to hear this as well. Because like I said earlier, your beliefs about yourself and or what you have as an illness, a disorder, something of that nature is the very thing keeping you there. If you've been seeing a therapist, doctor, psychiatrist, psychologist, counselor for more than a couple of months and you're not getting anywhere. I just said my phone was dying, so I needed to hit the notification button. And you're not getting anywhere, there's likely a reason for that. Now, of course, they will tell you that healing takes time, so to you, it would make perfect fucking sense that well, I guess I should. This is normal to be here for 2.5 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I will tell you, if you had any other service in your life in which you went to get your car fixed every fucking week for 10 years, you'd be like, I should probably get a new car because this is not helping, right? If the ambulance and fire truck had to come to take the fire out of your house every week, you'd be like, I should probably get a new house. Or the firemen suck at their job because they're not putting out the fire. Or the dentist or any other service that we get every week, we'd be like, this is bullshit. I either need a new me, a new brain altogether, or this person's fired. What the hell is going on here? But this is the only service where the very people the very people who are supposed to be helping us are the very people who are convincing us to believe that healing takes time. What a fucking good business. Wouldn't you love to have that business? People buy from you and then you make them believe you not make them, you can't make anyone believe anything, but you help them and over time indoctrinate them to believe that they need this every week ongoingly to get better. And yet will only help you cope. But I will tell you, healing takes time. Healing takes time, but we're only going to teach you how to cope. That's like saying, I'm going to teach you how to swim, but we're going to stay on the fucking beach. I'm going to teach you how to swim, but we're going to stay tanning on the beach. None of it makes sense to me. Anyway, moving to the next part. We just covered your body. The next part is your beliefs. How you feel about your health or anything else is not based on the facts. I'll start with this little story, very short story. My uncle, God rest his soul, I think it was 2 years ago now in November in 2023, passed away from brain cancer. He had brain cancer for, I don't even know how long. I think my mom told me like he was diagnosed and just didn't let anyone know for a while because it became obvious, obviously, after a while. But he was the life of the party. He was just always making everybody laugh. He was always having fun. The man had brain cancer, and he's like, nah, I'm not concerned. I want to just have a good time, make people laugh. Because listen to me now. Listen to me now. His focus and belief was if I only have X amount of time left, be it a year, be it 2 years, be it 6 weeks, be it 6 months, if I only have a finite amount of time and the finish line is coming, it's in my view, his belief was, I do not want to waste my time being all "Meh," and having my family like being all like this with me all the time and checking in with me. He's like, no, I want to have my beers. I want to play cards. He loved playing cards in his backyard with all of his friends and family. He loved making everybody laugh, having some good music on. He's like, no, I want to enjoy my time. I want the rest of my finite amount of time on this planet being having fun. The man had brain cancer. I wish that I had been around then. I wasn't in the country when he was on his way out, which was unfortunate, but I wish I had interviewed him when he was sick because then I would have had the best interview to bring to you via YouTube and everything else to say, look at what's fucking possible. Now, luckily, I've had a lot of clients who've had severe health conditions and they're doing phenomenally, so you can see them instead here on YouTube. But it's just that would have been the most powerful example. Brain cancer, and your belief is it's all good, bruh. It's all good, and you're fine. So here's the thing: you can have any health condition that I say want. I don't know why we would want a health condition, but you can have any health condition. That does not determine how you're feeling emotionally. Now, if you believe that because of Lyme disease, because of COVID, because of whatever the health condition is that you have, if you believe that that creates anxiety naturally, you're going to feel anxious. No shit, because that's your belief. And so you'll experience it. If you believe that the sensations and symptoms because of this disease or illness or health condition, if you believe that those sensations and bodily sensations and all that is anxiety, well, then yes, you're going to feel anxiety because that's what you believe it is. But here's what I want you to understand: your belief about what is going on in your body is what creates anxiety. It has nothing to do with your body. Now you can be like, well, Tyler, nice to say you're a healthy male. Yes, but I will tell you straight up right now. Um, there's been a couple moments in my life where I have had a bump on my male genitals. I'll just tell you straight up. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's not very small. Interesting. Whether or not I get that checked out is not going to is not going to determine whether or not I'm scared. You better believe that cancer went through my brain. You better believe that all of the infection bullshit went through my brain. But until I am 100% certain, I'm not going to get worried. And even when I'm certain, if I had something, what the fuck am I going to do about it? So my belief is whatever's going on physiologically in your health or just sensations in your body or in your life. Let's broaden this for a little bit here. In your life, your belief about the situation creates how you feel. It is not the situation itself. There is no inherent emotions that come with situations. There's no inherent emotions that come with situations. Because until you know what something means, hear me now. I'm actually going to talk to Instagram with this one, but obviously you're listening. So think about this as I say at YouTube. I want you to think about this for a second. If I get mad at you and I start cursing at you in Chinese, would you be upset about it? Tell me in the comments. Instagram, tell me in the comments if I started cursing at you in, and I mean, I didn't change my tone, but if I started cursing at you in Chinese, would you be upset? Would you be angry? Would you be sad? Would you be depressed? Would you be worried? Would you be any of that? No, of course not. Exactly. And you're all saying the same thing. They're all saying, and I'm sure you came up with the same answer, YouTube. They wouldn't be anxious, worried, upset, blah, 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 because they don't know what the fuck it means. They have no idea what it means. And because they don't know what it means, aka they don't know what to believe about the situation, they can't feel anything about it. Their brain is looking for a connection. They're like, I don't know what this means. And until your brain makes a connection, that's what it means. That's when you'll feel emotion. But until it makes that connection, you're like, I don't fucking know what to think. I don't know what this means. So it's important to understand that. Now, there was a question that came up here. I wanted to mention this. Where did you get your information from for where did you get your information from for anxiety treatment? First time I've heard anything you say before, like seeing a trauma memory in black and white. That's because that's my main focus. My main focus is showing people with like PTSD, trauma, really bad memories, whether it be rape or the war or just like really bad things that they've gone through. That's like my actual specialty and my focus. The reason I'm making this video is because I've seen how not popular, but how in demand this conversation is. I've helped thousands of people through it, but this is not what I put on Instagram because, in my opinion, there's way too many people freaking out about this. I was like, okay, it's time to do something about it. Where do I get my information though? Other than just studying a lot to do with the body, the physiology, and all that, from neuroscience. So Dr. Richard Bandler, as I mentioned a moment ago, has studied neuroscience for a long time, and it became very like abundantly clear. Nothing to do with your health actually creates emotion because they're not related to each other. Emotion is created out of one thing, and that is meaning. We just discovered that here, right? If I yell at you in Spanish, or I guess Spanish too, I know Spanish for a good amount, so I would know. But if you don't know a language and I yell at you in the language you don't know, I say fuck you in Chinese. You're gonna be like, what? You won't know how to feel. Meaning creates emotion, not your health conditions. And by the way, I should have put this in the very beginning. That doesn't mean you don't have every right to feel anxious or concerned at all, at all, at all. I'm saying it doesn't create it. Feel however you want to feel, but I'm just saying I'm making this video for the person who's like, okay, I either have a health condition and I got to deal with it, live with it. I don't want to feel scared my whole life. That's for you. This is for you. Or I don't have any health conditions, I'm totally fine, but I'm anxious all the fucking time and I feel these sensations. This is also for you. But for the people who are like, hey, no, I'm good feeling scared. I feel like it's making me productive too. Whatever the fuck, great. Like, I'm not gonna take that away from you. I couldn't even if I wanted to. Emotion comes from your belief about things, not the thing itself. I want to connect with you, Tyler. You're awesome. Kim, shoot me a DM. I'd love to. So that's both of them. Now, I don't remember if there was anything else I wanted to say regarding health anxiety or anything to do with this. But what I will say is this, regardless of if you have a health condition and you're scared and you're anxious because of it, or you're just feeling anxious and it's creating symptoms, what you have to understand, those symptoms are created by anxiety. How do you get out of anxiety? Change what you're doing with your body and you change your belief about yourself. You don't have anxiety, you are creating it. Now, what I do with my clients is on before our first call, what I make sure that they do is go through some of my video modules that I've pre-created for them because I'm not going to say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'm just not going to do it. So I've created videos where they watch that. By the time they get to the first call, I'll ask them, what were your biggest takeaways from that? And 99.9% of them, they all say the same thing. The first one is, oh wow, I learned that I create my own anxiety and it was weird to have a first experience of just quote unquote turning it off and feeling fine. It was weird to know I could do that. And then they usually feel guilty and bad about the fact that they've been doing that a lot of their life, which I tell them to knock the fuck off right away. Don't do that. Do not do that. You came here to feel better. We don't want to just keep making shit worse, right? I appreciate what you're feeling because it feels like, oh man, I could have got out of this sooner. But you're here now, right? The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The next best time is right fucking now. Right fucking now. So let's move on, right? Let's get our lives better. I will agree with you for a moment. That's fine. But let's make sure we don't stay there and move forward. The second thing that my clients tend to say is I also learned that I'm not meeting my needs in a way that I want to. Because sneak peek for all of you, and I have a longer video about what I'm about to say right now on YouTube, so go look for it on YouTube. You're only stuck in feeling anxious because it's meeting some of your needs. You're feeling certain about it. You feel in control of you or your relationships. You're getting attention from somebody in your family, your intimate relationship or kids or something. You are feeling highly significant. You don't feel significant to your partner. You don't feel significant in your workplace. You don't feel significant to the world. You have nothing significant going on. But this is a significant fucking problem. And humans have to find a way to be significant. Anyway, you watch the whole video on that, but understand that the feelings, the emotions that come with your experience is completely on you. That's a good thing. Might not sound like it when you first hear it, but it's very, very true. Now, I want to give you one more quick example of this, and then Instagram, I'm going to answer all your questions and all that. So tell me your questions in the comments down below, and I am going to bring you all YouTube and Instagram through a bit of a process here. Now, it's going to be maybe 2 minutes, maybe at tops, but here's what we're going to do. It's going to be a very different energy than the one I'm bringing you right now, because I want to show you different ways to bring calmness and power to your nervous system so that regardless of your circumstances, you show up at your best. Okay? So here's what I want you to do. I'm gonna do something with you. But before I do it, I want you to understand that your vision is going to go blurry. And here's what I want you to understand. When your vision goes blurry, number one, you can literally get out of it that fast. Just blink your eyes or like look around. You do anything and your vision will come back in a heartbeat. It'll literally come back in a second. But when your vision goes like a little bit blurry, that's how you know your whole nervous system is relaxing. And you're going to experience probably more relaxation in this 2 minutes than you have in a long time. I know that when I do this with myself, I get relaxed. And you see my body, right? Like, this is me all the time. I'm like up here all the time. So it's crazy to think I'm like super relaxed, but you're going to experience it. So just know this, you can get your vision all that back that fast. You can unblur it, so to speak, but bear with it. Just stay there when it gets blurry, okay? When your peripheral vision kind of goes like hazy, that's what we're after, okay? So here's what I want you to do. Sit comfortably. If there's anywhere that you feel tension, just kind of consciously let it go for a second, right? And I want you to find somewhere that you can concentrate on in front of you. It could be a little spot on your wall, a spot on your phone, spot on your laptop. I don't care what it is. You don't need to see me, by the way. Like you could be looking over here, as an example, in your phone in your hand, wherever you're looking. But I just want you to pick somewhere that you can look at. Okay? Focus your gaze on that. Don't break eye contact with it. Just look at it and relax your body. And I want you to breathe in through your mouth for the count of 4 and out through your nose for the count of 8. Ready? In through your mouth for 4. Out through the nose for 8. In through the mouth for 4. Nose for 8. In, out. Noticing your vision getting blurry. Noticing your vision getting blurry. Feeling your butt on your chair. Any sounds that might be around you. Your shirt on your chest. Possible blinking. Your body getting heavier. That's it. Go deeper and deeper still. Everything around you getting blurry. Eyelids getting heavy. And when you exhale this time, I want you to close your eyes and just relax. Anywhere that there's tension in your body, just relax it even more now. Deeper and deeper still. Feet on the surface. The space between my words. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, hear my voice, and open your eyes. I have a love-hate relationship with that exercise. The love part is it calms me down. The hate part is I love my natural energy. So, oh, my energy back up. All right. So there's a couple ways to calm your nervous system all the way down. One of them is just to make a physical gesture for 1 quick second. It clears all of your thoughts that fast. The other one is just breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose longer, in through your mouth, out through your nose longer. Most of you are aware by speaking with a therapist or someone like that, that breathing out through your nose for a longer period of time, meaning you breathe out through your nose slowly, it calms down, it stimulates the vagus nerve, calming down your parasympathetic nervous system. Super fucking simple. You don't need to be a goddamn therapist to know that. You just have to do it. YouTube University could have taught you that one. Um, but this is what anxiety is. This is what health anxiety is. It is, I'm just charging my phone, my friend, so you're gonna see a weird part of this in a second. Right? Health anxiety is nothing more than you either have a health condition and your belief about it is making you very, very scared. Oop, hold on, sorry. Is making you very, very scared, which is okay, by the way. You're allowed to feel scared. But I want you to know, I just want you to know it's not the health that's making you scared. That's the important part because you keep focusing on trying to make your health better, but you still feel anxious. The reason for that is because you're focused on the wrong thing. If you have a health condition, yes, focus on getting your health better, but understand that anxiety has nothing to do with that. You can feel totally calm, happy, excited, fulfilled in your life and still have your health condition. They can live simultaneously. And that's what a lot of my clients have done. Any of the ones who have real severe health conditions, they feel calm, they're in a good place, but their health condition, I have one, her health just continues to get worse. She has MS and she's declining real bad. It's really sad to see, but mentally and emotionally, she's a fucking champ. She has seizures all the time, and she's got like a lightning bolt tattooed on her side or whatever, because that's just her humor. She's like my uncle there with the cancer. So that's health anxiety. That's health conditions when you're feeling anxious. Stop focusing on trying to get your health better, believing that that'll help anxiety. No, stop focusing on that. Focus on what you love about your life. Change your belief about yourself. And then the second thing is with if you're feeling sensations like heart palpitations, sweaty palms, dizziness, like a heated up body and all that, that's just because you are terrified. Change your state that fast. You'll notice, by the way, when you change your state that fast, the dizziness, the body temperature, the sensation, it all changes that fast. You'll notice that right away. So that's all I've got for you, YouTube. If this has been helpful, check out the rest of my channel. I don't edit any of my videos, but that's just because I like raw dogging it. I meant my videos. Anyway, I hope you found this valuable. So follow me on Instagram if you're not already at tyler.charlebois. If you want to schedule a call with me to see if or how I can help, directly message me on Instagram at tyler.charlebois, the word relief, and I'll reach out to you to see, have a conversation with you to see if or how I can help you. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.